Ask Alec.
Hey guys, it's Alec Torelli, and welcome back to a special episode of Ask Alec. I'm bringing you this from the beautiful Anantara Layan in Phuket, Thailand, one of the most beautiful places in the whole world. Super inspired to shoot you guys another video. If you watched last week, the 5 things I wish I knew in my 20s, I just turned 30, and so I was reflecting on my past decade. Now I got asked by a lot of you guys to do a video about what is coming up in the future. And so I wanted to share with you my 5 goals for my 30s and where I see my life, my brand, and where I'm seeing myself taking this ship that I'm driving in the next 10 years. So first off, my 20s were amazing, and my biggest priority and my goal in my 20s was to be the best poker player in the world. That was the focus of my 20s. And I definitely want to carry that over to my 30s and compete at poker at a super high level. So one of the goals I have in my 30s, and I know this sounds weird coming from being a cash game player, playing cash games the last 10, 12 years, and making most of my money doing that, I do want to compete in the main event, and I want to make the final table of the World Series Poker main event. I really believe I can do it, and I haven't even played the main event that often. I mean, I've only played it like 3 times. I've been in Macau most of the summers or traveling. I was in Italy last summer, whatever. And so I haven't even played in the main event. I haven't played competed in tournaments that often. But I think going forward, I crave that sense of competition. And this is probably the biggest poker goal that I have going forward. I still do want to compete at a high level. I really love traveling and playing in these televised games on like Poker Night in America, Live at the Bike. It's extremely fun for me. And I want to do very well at poker in the next decade. But I see myself in my 30s having a little bit more of a transition. And whereas in my 20s, my only focus was being the best poker player in the world, in my 30s, I'm trying to achieve more balance and have another equally big component of my life be to be the most influential poker player in the world. And that's a completely different goal. It's a new mountain that I'm trying to climb, and doing things like this with my brand is the first step that I see towards getting myself there. And so I really believe that with a decade of work, if I apply myself and I make this my sole focus, that I could achieve that goal and be the most influential poker player in the world in my 40s. I know it's a big goal and really ambitious, so I have some ways that I would like to define this goal to make it more concrete and a little bit more objective for me. So one of the things I would like to do is write a best-selling book about my life as a high-stakes poker player centered around the games in Macau. That was really an incredible experience, and I think it's unparalleled in poker, in history, frankly. And I think there's not that many people that can tell it that really lived it the way that very few of us did, and I think I'm in a position to tell that story, and I would love to do that and try and reach a broader audience than just poker players that are playing for a living, but make it be like Bringing Down the House by Ben Mesra for blackjack. And so that would be a big goal of mine. Second thing I'd like to do is create a TV show about the life of high stakes poker. And while I see this being could be an amazing show that is like Mad Men about advertising, it could be like that level in my dream world, I would be content with even doing something very creative and very exciting for me on my YouTube. And so I'm opening a lifestyle YouTube where I'm going to be vlogging a lot more and creating my own TV show about the life of high stakes poker. And that's going to be a fun project for me. So I would like that to take off. And I think that channel, if I really think about the potential reach of that new YouTube channel, I think it could be bigger. And I hope it's even bigger than my poker YouTube channel, because you're targeting the whole world. And that's very exciting for me. It's a big endeavor I have, and I'm really excited. Another thing I'd like to do with my brand is travel around the world and speak and teach a little bit more, aside from just traveling the world and playing poker. So I'd like to combine that component to holding, poker seminars and teaching people about the game. And I had a great opportunity last month to go to Cisco and speak about the relationship between math and intuition in poker and how you could apply that skill set to make good decisions in business and life. That was incredibly rewarding for me, super high bucket list item, and I'd like to do more of that type of work in the future. Third goal I have is I'd like to make $10 million in my 30s, and I'd like a large part of it, if not most of it, to come from helping other people achieve things in their life that they want. So I'd like to make money playing poker. I do have a very high ambitious poker goals, but I'd like to use money as a measurement to see the value that I'm offering in different areas of my life. So I don't want the money superficially. I don't want $10 million to buy a yacht. I don't really care. But I really do want to strive for something epic, because I think that's a testament to the value that you're providing to the world. And so if I could help other people, I think that will get paid back to me in the form of money, and it's just a good way of keeping score, similar to how you do in poker with your results. So I'd like to make $10 million in 10 years. I would also like to save $5 million of that and be very conservative. I'd like to live off $1 million in the next 10 years and pay $4 million in taxes. That's my 10-5-1 rule, and I think that's very doable with my lifestyle. So that's a bit about my goals. The last one I have that is something I didn't do enough of in my 20s that I'm committed to changing in my 30s is I would like to give back more. So part of what I am attracted to about this lifestyle brand is the ability to share things I've learned in the past decade and help other people, whether it's through getting better at poker or, more importantly, really creating a lifestyle that's meaningful and awesome for them. And that's what poker has allowed me to do. And I'd like to share the ways that I do that and help other people do that as well, not just as poker players, but also my experience in the past decade being an entrepreneur. So I would really like to help other people do that. And I would also like to give more money. I would also like to give back in the form of money. And I'd like to support charities for people that are not as fortunate as me, and do some research and find some that I believe in and make a commitment to that and make that a part of my business and my brand in the next decade going forward. So those are a little bit about my goals, and I think that some of these may sound ambitious, they might sound ridiculous, but if I think back to my 20s where I was aspiring to be one of the best poker players in the world, that sounded equally daunting and ambitious. But if I look back at the past decade, I was able to achieve a lot more than I ever imagined as a poker player, and I think that if I work hard and I'm focused and disciplined, I will be able to do the same in the next 10 years as a poker player as well, but also as an influencer, and that's extremely exciting to me. So 30's been an awesome age, and I would say that the last thing is, if you guys are thinking about making goals for yourself, like the biggest thing that I've noticed is that you have to challenge yourself to dream big. You have to step outside your comfort zone and do something that seems impossible, or that seems unlikely, or that is challenging, or that people are going to make fun of you for. If you tell someone, hey, I'm going to make $10 million in 10 years, they're going to laugh at you. And that's good. That means you're on the right track. It means that you're doing something that's worth fucking doing. So that's the last thing I have to say. Challenge yourself to dream big. If you have a comment about this video you'd like to share, please leave it in the comments below. And it would be cool if you guys wanted to participate in this little challenge and share your biggest goal for the next 10 years. And hopefully this could be a catalyst for you guys to take inspiration and commit towards working towards something that'll make your life awesome as well. So peace out from the Anantara Layan in Phuket, Thailand. I hope you enjoyed this video, putting out a lot more content like it. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time on this episode of Ask Alec. Thanks for watching.